What's up, guys? Today we're gonna watch the old girl, take her out for a drive. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Looks like it's going to. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Did you record the front?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nothing.
From the beginning?
Pussy,
Absolutely nothing?
Nothing.
Pussy, you had one job.
I literally did. Just to press record.
That's all you had to do was press record. So guys, Horsey didn't press record and we did like about 5 minutes of talking.
No, it wasn't 5 minutes.
Basically.
Okay, so what we were chatting about, I asked Tiggs what are the 5 most annoying things about...
I don't know if there's 5.
You're gonna have to dig very deep.
Okay, I'll try and find 5 things that annoy me the most.
Cool. So yeah, told us the first one. What was the first one? If these bros would stop with it, that's the first most annoying thing. Jackhammers.
Definitely the first most annoying thing.
Okay. Oil leak. Oh, you're waiting for them to stop.
Or I'm just gonna go take it from them. Where were we now?
Fire.
So, 5 most annoying things. So, like I said, the oil leak. Did we record that part? Oh no, because you didn't press record. Oh yeah.
Why you gotta out me like that, dude?
Okay, so one of probably the most thing.
Yeah.
Probably the thing that annoys me the most about the car is the oil leak. It's on the main seal, and if you know anything about a flat 6 motor, they come together sort of like that. So that main seal, to replace that main seal, you basically have to strip the whole motor. Yeah, so it's quite a big job. My grandfather and my dad actually built this thing. I was still like so big. And it's been leaking ever since. The car's never had any issues. It's just from that seal. So just keep putting oil in it, and it's good.
You know if it's a boxer issue, like general boxer issue, or
it could be, because a lot of these air-cooled engines do have this issue. I haven't really done much research into it.
okay.
Just been told, you know, why it leaks, and that's why it leaks.
So what did your grandfather used to say about the leak?
If there's oil under it, there's oil in it. So
you're ready to drive.
If it's dry underneath, you got a problem.
Right, number 2.
Number 2, parts. Parts are really expensive, especially, well, I would say only parts that are specific to the car. That's where the problem comes in. So anything that you can't source universal or anything like that.
Do you think that's because we're South African, or do you think it's just generally expensive?
I think it's just general. It's an old car. Also, South Africa, there isn't much of a support for the older models.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had to import in a few parts because we just couldn't source them locally.
Yeah. What would that take us through that? What did you have to import?
So the bushings on the gear linkage had deteriorated over time.
Yeah.
So I lost the ability to get 2nd and 4th.
Okay.
So I had 1, 3, and 5 because the bushings were worn out, so it wasn't getting the lever to where it needed to be with that play in the linkage system.
Yeah.
So they sell the coupling with the bushings locally, but overseas they sell just the bushings.
Okay.
So the coupling with the bushings is around $2,000 when we were looking for it. That was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And we found the bushings in the States. So the bushings were actually, if you do the currency conversion back then, it was 70 Rand just for the bushings. But then the shipping was $700. So yeah. I went that route because it was still cheaper than sourcing the whole coupling locally.
Just a bit of time.
Yeah, and also the car doesn't drive often. It's not a daily driver, so it can afford to sit for a few weeks or months. Yes.
Oh, number 3.
3 ties into number 2, and it's this.
Okay.
So as much as I love this piece, what has started to happen is that, I don't know if you can see in the video, but it has started to crack. And this is rubber.
Yeah.
And very, very expensive.
Rubber.
And very difficult to find. Even on the international market, also very difficult to find just the rubber piece.
Rubber. Yes. Do you know why they made it rubber?
No clue.
Okay. Thought maybe it's got, it's German, so maybe it flexes in the
maybe
just
it
about
might,
the right angle.
DRS,
Number 4.
Number 4, the battery.
Let's look at the battery.
The car.
Is the
I shall
boot,
open that.
Front boot bonnet.
The front. Yes. So there is a parasitic leak on the car.
Old car things?
Old car things, but unlike the other one that's got a lot of computers and stuff, this one doesn't. So I don't know where it's coming from.
Why are you throwing shade at my car?
I'm not throwing shade. It just is what it is. Another thing that I dislike is
but that doesn't count.
It does.
That doesn't count. That's your fault. That's not a manufacturer thing. Neither is the battery. Because the battery should work.
Okay, whatever. So the bonnet struts we've been trying to get, has just been a problem getting something because it's quite a heavy bonnet.
And that's just parts, right? So it's the same issue I'm having with my boot.
Yeah. So this is my bonnet. It is a golf club. It is red, so it matches. Great.
5 more horsepower for that.
Yeah, 6. I checked.
Oh, okay.
So every time I stop the car or whatever, I just disconnect the battery just so I don't have issues of it starting.
Yeah.
The car has been fitted with a sound system. It's full Pioneer minus the amp, which is a Star Sound amp.
Okay.
You can check it in there. So it's Pioneer crossovers, a Pioneer CD shuttle, #2004.
You know what I mean? I've got a cassette player in mind. It's the most
I got a cassette in the front there.
Yeah, I saw. The most valuable
But
thing.
you don't have a cassette player anymore. I mean, if you've seen...
Oh, sorry, I meant CD changer, that's what I mean.
If you've seen the previous video, he's got Bluetooth now. So
yeah, and navigation and everything, you know what I mean?
So, yeah. And fairly simple. Pioneer deck, Pioneer mids, Pioneer tweeters, and Pioneer subs. Older 8-inch Rice Krispies.
Come around this side to what should be the driver's seat.
But it isn't. So yes, it is a left-hand drive. It's a German import model.
Subs in the back. So no passengers in the back. That takes up too much room.
So this is the Pioneer Rice Krispies I was talking about. Custom built pods in the doors, so it makes it look somewhat OEM.
Yeah. Just that you can't fit a decent human being.
Or seatbelts.
Or seatbelts.
Because the seatbelt rail sort of mounts here.
Got you.
And if you see here, there's sound, not safety. So the difference is. And where the top seatbelt mount should be.
So when last did you hear the car play music?
Probably about 2 months ago. When we went to that show at the Glen.
Yeah.
We had issues with the fuel fuse holder, the fuel pump fuse holder, and the fuel relay. So just to make things simpler, we disconnected the sound then, and because I don't drive the car often, I just haven't connected it. Also, no Bluetooth or anything like that.
And it just sounds. You listen to the motor anyway.
I mean, what else do you need? Take the top off, hear that thing go, sorted. Original Momo Zagato steering wheel, which, if you know this model, they did come with, my personal preference, I didn't like this original steering wheel that came on these cars. We actually bought the car already with the steering wheel in it.
Okay.
I feel like that's a really nice upgrade to the car.
Yeah.
Especially really nice to drive it with it.
Perfect. And I guess other than that, everything else that was done to the car is internals to the motor, so it's nothing that we can really show.
So on the exact specifics, I'm not too sure, but
Let's go take a look at the motor, because it's painted and everything. It looks gorgeous.
These bonnet struts actually work, or boot struts, front, back bonnet.
I guess something holds.
So yeah, my grandfather and my dad, they rebuilt this motor, and I don't know quite the specifics on it, or should I say on what they did. All that I do know is that everything internally was upgraded.
Okay.
So I can't tell you what pistons they put in, what they did to the crank, if they stroked it, but the main part of this thing was, since they were opening up the motor, they decided to upgrade everything while they were there. If I'm not mistaken, they also put in custom cams. I don't know the profile. I was too small to know anything. They said, give me a 10 spanner. I gave them a 10 spanner. That's all I did.
And then they threw it at you.
Yeah,
okay,
not at me, just in my general direction. Wasn't my fault. It was just, car things.
Right. Cool. So just to wrap up, 5 favorite things about the car.
5 favorite things about the car. The sound. Like, I just love the way it sounds.
Yeah.
The top comes off. I like that
now, but yeah.
The top does come off. And it folds away, even with the amp and everything in the front. There's still enough space to put the top away.
Okay.
I like the way it drives. Like, it feels, it's not like any of the newer cars that you have today. It's got a very basic suspension, no springs. It's a torsion bar system with shocks. So you literally do feel every bump. It's not the most comfortable car, but it is the most raw to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the power. It kicks you back in your seat. Not insanely fast, but enough to have some fun.
Yeah.
What's another favorite thing I like about it? It's a Porsche. I mean, you can't not love a Porsche.
Actually, my brother used to love Porsches. I didn't. I did, like, back during the Need for Speed era and stuff. He would, like, if there was a Porsche available on the game, he would buy it. And I was like, I don't know if I really see it, but you know what? It grows into you. If you start to learn the history of a Porsche and you appreciate where they come from and what they've done, it's you can't not love it. If you love cars, you can't not love the story of Porsche. And I think that for me was the selling point. Though I wasn't really a Porsche fan in the way.
I grew up with it. So
yeah, well, you have
very lucky too, definitely. And that's why, I mean, I've always loved Porsche. It's always been in the family.
Tell us about this beauty. What year is she?
1976 Porsche 911 Targa. Gen 2, second generation of the Porsche 911. Fully, well, wouldn't say built, I'd say rebuilt motor. My grandfather, my dad, sort of a generational project. Yeah, 3.2 naturally aspirated. Probably around 200 kilowatts. I'd say around 300 newtons. Old car, not that quick in today's time, but
quick enough to get the blood going.
Very fast in 1976, I can tell you that much. Still got a bit of pull. Let's go for a bit of a drive, that's it.
Still throws you back in your seat, eh? It's not a slouch.
No, still goes. Nothing really gets that sound of a old school flat 6.
Yeah. Beautiful. And the seats hold you in nicely, eh?
They should. Ah, come on.
Woo-wee!
Smell of fuel and happiness.
Every 12-year-old's dream, eh? And the view out of the window screen is pretty decent, eh?
Nice.
Quite a wide view.
It's a small car.
Yeah,
Okay.
true. Get off the track!
And if you look at the speedo, we'll never break the speed limit.
Yeah, because we're only doing 0.
Yes. Let me stop you. Do you know how fast you were going at 3,000 RPM?
So, what are your plans for the car?
Well, I guess you'll just have to like and subscribe and stay tuned, I guess. Eh?
Talk about a shameless plug, huh?
The plans for the car are very big, so I would recommend subscribing, hit that bell icon so you don't miss when we upload, because you never know, it might be something big to do on this one, eh?
There's the other baby.
Or that one. Might be something big on that one.